Hare Hare. Check it. You check it. Check.
हरे कृष्णा. कितने भक्तों को यहाँ पे इंग्लिश भाषा समझ में नहीं आता है? कितने भक्तों को इंग्लिश भाषा समझ में नहीं आता है?
Only there are a handful only. See, I told you, no? Majority are English speaking.
Yes.
Speaking English. अगर हिंदी बाद में आएंगे तो पीछे अनुवाद कर देना आप, ठीक है? Correct, no? How many of you know English? Say majority English. English got the word today. So I'll speak in English. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Jai Govinda Jai Gopal, Jai Govinda Jai Gopal, Jai Madhava Dina Daya, Jai Madhava Dina Daya. Jai Govinda Jai Gopal, Jai Madhava Dina Daya, Jai Madhava Dina Daya. Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Shri Radhe. Radha Vrindavan Radha Kunja Bihari, Radha Kunja Bihari, Radha Kunja Bihari, Radhe. Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Radhe. Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Srinivas Padmavati Venkateshwara Balaji ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, समावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, कृष्ण जन्माष्टमी महामहोत्सव की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल।
हरे कृष्णा। ये प्रवचन अभी राधेश्यामपुर द्वारा इंग्लिश भाषा में होगा। जिस भक्तों को इसको हिंदी में सुनना है तो इसको आप FM पे 89.7 पे सुन सकते हैं। 89.7 FM पे इस लेक्चर का हिंदी अनुवाद हो रहा है।
Because tell the reason we got majority vote for English, that also is.
क्योंकि हम लोगों ने जब वोटिंग किया था तो सबसे ज्यादा वोट इंग्लिश के लिए आए हिंदी की जगह पे। हरे कृष्णा।
अभी now you take the vote now. अभी वापस।
किन भक्तों का भी हिंदी में प्रवचन चाहिए कृपा करके हाथ ऊपर कीजिए।
नहीं, हिंदी बोल रहे हैं लेकिन नंबर नहीं है। Correct, no? Correct, no? Number majority is English, yeah. But FM it will come. They have to sit here or go to some other place.
They can sit here, put the earplugs. They can hear.
That is, tell them, good news is you can sit here.
यहीं पे बैठ के आप
You are not sent to
FM
another
लगा
place.
के 89.7 चैनल पे आप ट्यून इन करके आप सुन सकते हैं।
Yeah, they can put this. Yes.
और इसके प्रोजेक्ट के क्लास के पश्चात हिंदी में प्रवचन होने वाला है श्रीमान संरक्षणपुर द्वारा।
अब वो हिंदी में होगा, ठीक है? ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं उदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतेरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। तमद्भुतं बालकमम्बुजेक्षणम् चतुर्भुजं शङ्खगदाद्युदायुधम् श्रीवत्सलक्ष्मं गलशोभिकौस्तुभम् पीताम्बरं सान्द्रपयोधसौभगम् महार्हवैडूर्यकिरीटकुण्डल त्रिशापरिष्वक्तसहस्रकुन्तलम् उद्दामकाञ्चङ्गदकङ्कणादिभिर् विराजमानं वसुदेव ऐक्षत। Vasudeva Aikshata, with his own eyes he saw Tam Adbhutam Balakam, that Adbhuta Balak, Lord Krishna, who appeared in the jail of Kamsa. The boy, so small baby child had, not born with clothes, they are naked. You have to put clothes on them. They are not born with hair, But he has Sahasra Kuntalam, it says next. Maharga Vaidurya Kirita Kundal, he had a kirit, he had kundal. And he was having Sahasra Kuntalam, curly locks of blackish hair, surrounding his beautiful lotus-like face, bluish, like a bluish lotus. Uddama Kanchi Angada Kankanadibir. He was even wearing bracelets and armlets and, anklets in the feet. In this way, the child was born with full decoration, ready-made already. Even before parents can decorate him, already he was decorated. 𝗤𝗚𝗵𝗂𝗵𝘀 𝗤𝗚. So Vasudeva saw this beautiful blue child, like a bluish sapphire. And he was, both mother and father became jubilant seeing this beautiful form of Lord Krishna. So he also showed a 400 form and he also showed a 200 form. In order to confirm that he is not an ordinary baby. Because if Lord comes as a 200 baby only, people may wonder, is it an ordinary baby or God himself? So when Devaki saw the 400 form, she told her husband, "Oh, this is Harim," she said. And then when the Lord showed the 200 form, she said, "This is Sutam." "Oh, this is our baby," she said. So 2 words she used, Harim and Sutam. When Devaki and Vasudeva saw that 400 form, immediately they bowed down and offered obeisances. And when they saw the 200 form, they picked up the child on the lap, showing affection to the child. So in this way, Devaki and Vasudeva, they have a combination of reverential admiration and spontaneous affection. So one amazing thing is, when Lord appears like this, at that time, it is explained, before the child appears, there are many symptoms given here. Here you can see here. 𝗤𝗚𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗀. Okay, let us make it bigger. अथ सर्वगुणोपेतः कालपरमशोभनः 𝗤𝗚𝗵𝗁 शान्तर्क्षग्रहतारकम् Paramashobhana. There was beauty all over the nature. When Janmakshami is the Krishna's appearance day, at the time, all the planets, they arranged themselves, the constellation of stars, in such a manner that the nakshatra will be at that time Roni nakshatra. So, Rishabhprasedur gaganam nirmalodu ganodayam 𝗞𝗁𝗵𝗀𝗺 पुरग्राम प्रजाकरा नद्य प्रसन्न सलिला हृदा जलरुहश्रियः द्विजाली कुलसन्नाद स्तवका वनराजयः भवौ वायुः सुख स्पर्शः पुण्यगन्धववः शुचिः अग्नयश्च द्विजातीनां शान्तास्तत्र समिन्दत मनांस्यासन् प्रसन्नानि साधूनाम् असुरद्रुहां जायमाने अजने तस्मिन् नेदुर्दुन्दुभयः समम्. Wow, what a beautiful description. So nectarian to read this. So, see what all happened at that time in the nature is explained here. When the auspicious time of Krishna arrived, the entire universe, which is going to be midnight today, the midnight, at that time, the whole universe became surcharged with all qualities of goodness, beauty, and peace. You see, whenever any important person comes, like say Prime Minister of India comes to Pune, there is a lot of barricade. You have seen that? They put a lot of barricades on the road. Vehicles are stopped, and some roads you cannot enter only. They keep the road completely open for him. Then all traffic stops on the whole day practically. And not only that, many prominent leaders like MLAs, MPs and everybody, they even arrive in advance, even before he comes, because they come in advance to welcome him, correct? So, in the same manner, when the altar opens during Shringadarshan, even before the altar opens, we are arriving ready there, waiting to greet the Lord. Correct, no? The Supreme Master of millions of universes. So, and everything gets altered, arranged to suit that great personality. Just like President came to open our temple, our road was not ready that time. They said, how can you invite President of India without making your road ready? We were telling them that first we have to complete the temple first. Then if some money is left, we will do the road. So they said, you don't make the road, we will make the road, they said. How much you have to pay, we asked. They said, nothing. They spent about 30 lakhs, and they made the road for us. Because the road, when the President or Prime Minister is coming, the road has to be neat, correct, no? In the same manner, when Krishna is coming here, you can see the Rohini star appeared. All directions were extremely pleasing. Beautiful stars were twinkling in the cloudless sky. And there were towns, villages, mines, pasturing grounds. They all became auspicious. Means what? Filled with flowers, fragrant flowers and fruits and birds chirping in the trees. And all the rivers became rivers, and lakes were filled with lotuses and lilies and ducks and swans, and all of them were swarms of bees were humming. Either it is said. As the pure breeze began to flow, pleasing the sense of touch, all the five senses were pleasing. They were pleased by various agents. And the Brahmanas, who were all keeping mum without chanting any Vedic mantras, as soon as the Lord appeared, they became fearless to chant Sahasra Shersha Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrapad. They started reciting the Purusha Sukta prayers. In this way, earlier many people and Brahmanas and saints were disturbed by Kamsa. Now they felt no disturbance when Krishna appeared. So they felt peace in the core of their hearts. So in this way Krishna appears. But the most amazing thing with Krishna's appearance is what? See, imagine this, the Supreme Lord of all creation. Actually, you may wonder he should appear in a palace, but he appears in a jail, in a prison house, he appears. When he appears, there should be agarbatti shown and garlands should be put and flowers should be showered, isn't it? But he is appearing in a place where the mother and father are chained with iron chains. There are also death threats. 6 children were already killed. 7th child was transferred. And he is the 8th child. Imagine you are just now taking birth, you are a tender baby, and there's a death threat for you. How painful it would be, isn't it? He's born in a prison, he's born with a death threat, parents chained up, and the door is closed, and there are watchmen outside and lions. So why Krishna is appearing like this in a strange manner, one may wonder. He's teaching us a very important lesson, that do not demand life to be a bed of roses. When Karna was telling Krishna that, see my birth, at the time of birth, I was put in a box and sent away. Later on, I was raised by, Radheya, one charioteer, and I was labeled as a Sutaputra, isn't it? Later on, Guru rejected me because I spoke a lie, isn't it? Parashuram, he said, I won't be able to use my talent, what I learned from him, isn't it? So in this way, and Draupadi rejected, she didn't give me an opportunity to prove my valor. So he was telling about the list of, inevitabilities that came in his life, and he was lamenting. But if you look at Krishna's life, his birth itself is happening in a jail first, isn't it? Parents are chained up, doors are closed, there is a death threat awaiting him. Kamsa is just waiting, not for the first or second child. Which child? 8th child. That was the situation in which he was born. On the same day when he was born, he was sent away from mother and father to Nanda Gokulam. Correct, no? The child could not enjoy the association of parents. He has to go to another place, isn't it? And after going there, situation was not peaceful. Regular demons were sent. Putana, Aghasur, Bakasur, Shakatasur, Trinavarta. One by one, multiple assassination attempts on him and the other people there. Correct, no? Think about that. And later on, when he came to Mathura, and although he defeated Kamsa, there were other demons like Kalayavana and Jarasandha coming with 21 Akshavanis. Kalayavana coming with 7 Akshavanis. Total 28 Akshavanis are besieging the entire Mathura. Then what Krishna did, he transported all the Mathuravasis to Dwaraka and he made palaces, he created a new city. So those devotees of Krishna in Mathura, they slept in the night in Mathura, woke up in Dwaraka. That's what I also feel when I sleep in a train in Pune in the night, I wake up in Hyderabad. It's like that. Huh? So they were wondering, hey, what is this new place where we are in now? Huh? So Dwarkavasis were overnight transported by Krishna, you see. And he had to make Dwaraka and then protect them in that ocean. So many challenges Krishna was faced with. But the beauty is, you will never find a picture of Krishna morose. Show me one picture. So one fellow drew a picture like that, morose Krishna, and brought it to Prabhupada. Prabhupada laughed and said, how can Krishna be morose like this? Huh? What are you drawing? Huh? The Prabhupada rejected that picture. But if Krishna is feeling separation of Srimati Radharani, and when he plays on the flute, his color changes into golden color or white color, which is called Panduranga. So his color, bodily color may change. But actually, even in separation, there is no lamentation. In separation also, the presence of the Lord in the heart of devotees and devotees in the heart of the Lord is very prominent. As Lord himself says, Sadhavo hridayam mahyam, sadhanam hridayam tvaham, he says. So, Prabhupada says, on the top of Kaliya's hoods, Krishna is smiling. In the battlefield of Kurukshetra, prahasanniva bharata, he is smiling. He is always smiling. Imagine any of us are in the middle of a battlefield. Is it a time to smile? No. And imagine if a snake has entered your house, even one hooded snake. Can anybody be smiling? And here's 1,000 hooded snake, and he is standing right on the top of that, and he's smiling. That goes to show God has no problems. He has no fears, no problems, no anxieties. So, he is not someone who is going to be afraid of the challenges. So imagine if you are in Krishna's position, what would be, would you be born in a jail? Think about it, what message you are understanding. You see, on the day of the marriage, in those days, I think Krishna Kishore Prabhu gave one lecture on a Sunday. They used to have a program, Mukundanpu had coined one name called, what is that, feast, Is it F-E-A-S-T, correct? No? So one lecture Krishna Kishore Prabhu gave, he gave the heading, Death on a Wedding Day. So a lot of people came, hall became packed because people wanted to know wedding day is an auspicious day. How there can be death on that day? Who got wedded and how did death happen? With the newly wedded couple, they died or somebody else died. People became very curious. When they came to hear the lecture, they understood it was nothing but Vasudeva Devaki pastime. Vasudeva and Devaki and Kamsa pastime. That was the pastime. So that's why sometimes you give a catchy title, a lot of people come. A holiday excursion turns into a nightmare. Anybody knows what is the pastime? Gajendra Moksha. Isn't it? So, in this way, the fellow Kamsa on the day of marriage, look at this picture. Kamsa is driving the chariot very happily. And Vasudeva Devaki are sitting behind, newly wedded couple just now. And immediately you find Kamsa heard the Akashvani in the sky. You fool! Who said that? One Devata was saying that from behind the clouds. He said that, oh fool, you don't know the 8th child of Devaki is going to be the cause of your death. And you are driving the chariot of that sister. Just see. Why did the Devata say that? Because the Devatas became worried that Kamsa is becoming too good person. If he's becoming too good, taking sister on a chariot, then what will happen? His atrocities will continue for a long period of time. But if we can expedite Kamsa's death by bringing Krishna very quickly, they thought that then the world will be free from all kinds of thorns like Kamsa. That's why they wanted to expedite it. So as soon as they announced that, look at his behavior. Immediately he took the sword in the hand. So Kamsa is a symbol of unchecked false ego, insecurity, and he has power, but he has become corrupt in his dealing. You can imagine, how can anybody catch the hair of a woman, and to his own sister is lifting the sword to cut off her head. You cannot even, the wildest of the dreams, think of such a thing. But this goes to show the selfishness and insecurity about one's own preservation. So Devaki and Vasudev, they are pure devotees because Krishna is appearing in their play, in their home. Purity, surrender, trust in Krishna and everything. See, the prison, it is not just a place, it's also a place of conditions of constraint. Look at Vasudev Devaki are bound up. But the beauty is, when Krishna told them, take me to Nanda Gokulam, Vasudev didn't even think whether such a possibility is there or not. He said, you are telling me to take? He just extended the arms to pick up Krishna. Immediately the chains broke down. Legs, chains broke down. And the door opened. Everything happened. Which means, if you take initiative, then Krishna will orchestrate the material nature like that. He will change the material nature in such a way that everything will fall in place for you. You just have to agree, that's all. Like Arjuna said, Karishye vachanam mama artava, what he said. Initially he said Karishye vachanam mama. Finally he said Karishye vachanam. As soon as he said that, he will see everything was provided by Krishna. Shiva came and said, take this Pashupatastra. Indra said, take this celestial weapon. Agni said, take this chariot, golden chariot. Indra said, take my horses. And Hanuman said, I will give out a war cry sitting in the flag. Isn't it? Everybody. So the whole cosmic powers align with a devotee when a devotee agrees to align with Krishna. That is the secret. Like Prabhupada agreed to align with his guru's will to preach in the West, so everything got aligned. Krishna sent the right people, and he sent the right resources, and then ISKCON got established. So the first step is the tough step. What is it? Willingness to align with the Lord's will, isn't it? So Vasudeva agreed to Lord's will, so Krishna made some miracle through them. Vasudeva and Devaki. He appeared even though they were in the jail. Krishna didn't say that, first you come out of the jail and live in a comfortable palace, then I will come. He didn't say that. Oh, you are eager to align with my will. Wherever you are, I will come there. I am ready to be born, even in a jail. And how will you take me to Nanda Gokulam? That you don't worry. I will do everything. So that's what miracle happened. You see, even in our business or family, you can see there are uncertainties, threats, market crash. Many, many challenges are there in life. Nowadays, we are living in an age where the challenges have increased tremendously. So Krishna appearing in that midnight, that too in the jail, is very significant because I'm going to share with you 4 things. The first thing is about A is adversity. Here is Kamsa trying to kill Devaki. Can there be any greater adversity than this? Isn't it? So this is a very special situation what you are seeing in the picture. Because can Vasudeva run away from this place? Or can Vasudeva take the sword and fight? Either of the two cannot be done. One time in 𝗤𝗏𝗃 camp, I asked the boys, there were hundreds of boys. I asked, what will you do on the wedding day if your wife's brother is lifting the sword like this? At least the majority of the boys said, we'll run away from there. I said, hey, you accepted Pani Grahanam. Pani Grahanam means you accepted the hand. Then it's your duty to protect the wife. He said, Prabhu, I will tell my wife that I got married in the wrong family. Brother is lifting the sword. So I will have to save my life. And the other boys who said, how can anybody kill my wife? I will take my sword. And I will finish Kamsa immediately. That is not possible because all the men around are whose men? Kamsa's men. So your fighting or fight or flight will not work. You will see a new girl gets married and goes to her in-laws' house. But good number of Bahu, if you ask them, they will say that, I wish my mother-in-law is like my mother, but she is not, they will say often. But she feels like going back to her parents' home. Will the parents be happy? And if she stays, then there are some tussles between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law because both want to be the Swamini of the house. Both want to be the queen. Now, who will be the queen? So the older lady thinks, I am older, I am experienced, and my son is my son only. I will be the queen. And the daughter-in-law is thinking that, I have newly arrived in the home, now the oldies can move aside, and I will be the queen. So this is how there are tussles, you will see. She cannot fight with in-laws, she cannot run back to home. So fight or flight, both will not work. And now, ever since AI has become prominent, in America, in my traveling, many of the computer company people told me that now they have to work like anything. They have to slog like anything, which they were not having jobs like that before. Now, sometimes they have to slog for 14, 16 hours also. They said, if you don't prove yourself, you will be thrown off the job, they were saying. So they said the situation is very dangerous. So new bosses are being appointed and they are like aggressive tycoon getting work done from you. So one man was telling me, I feel like punching on his nose. But if you punch on the boss's nose, you will be thrown out of the company. And if you give up the job and go home, wife will not spare you. She will say, what is this? Go back. If you don't have a job, how will you make money? So he cannot fight with the boss. He cannot fly away to home. So we all face fight-flight situation in our home, very similar to what Vasudeva faced. But we have to learn from Vasudeva, in such a situation, what will work is patience, tolerance, thoughtfulness. One has to, and prayerfulness. So if we don't cultivate such qualities, we will not survive in fight-flight situations. Nowadays, people easily divorce. Like night, they have a quarrel, they divorce. Next day morning, they regret. Probably I acted overboard. You will see that our mind is constantly changing. In the night, mind is thinking one thing. Next day morning, mind is completely different. So those devotees who cultivate patience, tolerance, prayerfulness, humility, and those who think that, I am not very knowledgeable, better I consult superiors and learn from them. They are the ones who will survive these type of situations. And Vasudeva survived. Vasudeva told many things. My dear Kamsa, Yesha, Tavanuja, Bala, Kripana, 𝗞𝗿𝗁𝗵𝗂. What all words used? He said, she is your sister. She is a woman. It's a marriage occasion. Correct, no? She is helpless. She is a dependent woman. How can you kill her? Ijjat ki baat hai. What people will think about you if you do this? Kamsa said, no. My life is more dear to me than her. Then he said, look at a caterpillar. A caterpillar catches one leaf and leaves the previous leaf. Then catches one more leaf and leaves the previous leaf. Similarly, you will leave this Kamsa's body, but you'll get another body because the soul will always be awarded next body. Then why worry? Today you are wearing one dress, tomorrow you'll wear another dress. You throw away this dress. Body is after all a dress. Like that he logically explained to him. But no logic entered this fellow's head. Kamsa. Kamsa said, no. Vasudeva was wondering what to tell this fellow. How to convince him. Then Vasudeva said, see, this is the main point. If we don't maintain a cool head, we will not get creative thoughts. And in crisis, to keep a cool head is not very easy. Therefore, we have to resort to only one thing, which is prayerfulness and dependence on the Lord. Only a person who is depending on the Lord and is prayerful will be able to maintain a cool head even in crisis. Because a devotee thinks, this crisis is formidable. I won't be able to handle it myself. But my Father, my Supreme Lord, He is capable. What He cannot do, He has done so many things. Like you see, there was one son of 𝗥𝗱𝗵𝘀. His name is Bhagadatta. This 𝗥𝗱𝗵𝘀 at one time, he got one very formidable weapon called Vaishnavastra. And how he got it? when Lord Varaha had brought the earth out of the 𝗤𝗂𝗁, correct, no? At that time, he was born, this fellow, 𝗤𝗁 was born. And then he got from his mother the weapon. He was having this weapon, and he gave it to his son Bhagadatta. And Bhagadatta was using this weapon in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. It's a very, very deadly weapon. No? So when he threw this weapon, immediately Krishna assumed a huge form from earth to sky, a Vishnu form he assumed. And he directly confronted the weapon. It came to attack Krishna right in the chest. As soon as it touched Krishna's body, it turned into a garland and fell in Krishna's body. And Arjuna was watching this. And Arjuna felt a little offended. Arjuna told Krishna, what is this, Keshava? I can even defeat asuras and gods and even humans. And you are not supposed to fight the battle. Why is it that you received this weapon on yourself and you turned into a garland? You could have left it to me. I would have done it. And Krishna said, I'm sorry, you would never been able to handle it. Nobody can handle it, he said. And then he said, I exist in this world in 4 forms, he said. One is as form of austerity, which is Naranarayan Rishi. And I also exist as 𝗤𝗂𝗁𝗵𝘂, who lies in the bottom of the universe, who is the soul of the universe. Then I also lie in the I also lie in the Dugdha Sagar, which is 𝗤𝗱𝗂𝗁𝗵𝘂. And then from who keeps sending the avatars one by one, isn't it? And I also exist in Vrindavan, Mathura and Dwaraka as Krishna, as living amongst the humans, as one of them, my pure devotees. He said, in these forms, one of the forms is the one who is lying in the milk ocean. One verse you must have read in the Bhagavatam. So 𝗣𝗿𝗶𝗀𝗵𝗄 Mukunda 𝗓𝗫 I think that's one. It says, 𝗤𝗿𝗄𝗵𝗁 Vishwa-vijayaya-chano-vishadam. Brahma is praying to Vishnu, who is semi-closed eyes, is lying in Yoga Nidra in the milk ocean. And then Brahmaji is praying with all the devatas. My dear Lord, please get up. Uttishta, Uttishta, Govinda, Uttishta, 𝗤𝗂𝗁𝗵𝗂. We pray like that. And then he's saying, my dear Lord, wake up and bring auspiciousness to the whole world. Because just like night we sleep, and next day morning when we wake up, we are active again. Similarly, in this world also there is night and day for Brahma also, correct? No? So now Brahma is going and praying to the Lord that, my dear Lord, you wake up and create auspiciousness. It is mentioned in the Shastras that when the Lord wakes up, he is in a very happy mood and is willing to give any benediction as soon as he gets up. That is why people go for the Mangalarati in the morning. Or whatever prayer you have, you can pray to the Lord. He has just now got up and you give him some refreshment like sweet rice or something. He's asking, okay, now my first breakfast is over now. Tell me what you want. So that time, this Bhumi Devi, she went to Lord and said, my son Bhoma, I want him to be protected. Give him a defense weapon for his sake. So then he gave this Vaishnavastra. So you can imagine, directly Lord Vishnu is giving that. Krishna said that weapon was given by that Vishnu. And then he gave it to Bhagadatta, his son. And when Bhagadatta threw it, Krishna said, nobody in this earth is capable of counteracting it except myself, he said. Therefore I took it. After hearing this, Arjuna said, okay, now it's fine. You see, this much Krishna had to give explanation. Some people don't get convinced unless you give explanation, isn't it? Another time, Ashwatthama was throwing one weapon, which is called as Narayanastra. See, the nature of Narayanastra is, when it came flying, it appeared like one weapon coming, but then multiple weapons started springing out of it, like that, attacking all the soldiers. And soldiers also took all the weapons, started attacking it. And they saw the size of the weapon and the quantity of arrows it was throwing increased more the more they confront. And the soldiers are shocked. Generally in this world, if you confront somebody, that strength is supposed to decrease or increase? Decrease. But here you find the Astra is becoming increasingly powerful. They were all shocked. They were clueless. At the time, Krishna smiled and told Arjuna and all the Pandavas, see, this is called as Narayana Astra. The nature of this Astra is, the more you protest against it or oppose it, the more its power will increase. Just like government of India, you police is trying to chase after a terrorist. The terrorist, beats the police. Then other police will surround. Then the terrorist shoots at the police. Now the police will also start shooting him, correct now? Correct now? Then after that they will call the commandos, correct now? If you meddle with commandos, you are gone. They will finish only, terrorists. No, earlier they will shoot in the leg. Later on they will shoot at the person also. The terrorists who did that in Pahalgam, 28 tourists were killed, no? Those terrorists, gradually the military besieged. When they went to that village, finally they shot, how many? 3 of them? 3 of them they were shot. You cannot escape the government. So this Narayana Astra is also supreme government, correct now? The more you protest, it increases the power. See, you can also take a clue from this while dealing with your superior also, like Narayana Astra. Like sometimes you tell, your superior says you do this, it's not possible, you say. They will say, I will tell you how it's possible. You have experience of that? And they will prove to you that it is possible, you have to do it at any cost. But first you agree, yes, wonderful, because you are saying it, I will try, you say. Later on, afterwards, you can go and meet and say that, I need your help in this practical. You say, okay, give it up, not required. So the more you oppose, the more Shakti increases. Krishna said, this Narayana Astra, it can finish the whole universe. The more you guys oppose, our whole army will be finished, he said. It will not be enough to use the resources of the army to fight against it. Then Arjuna asked, what do we do then? What is the clue? Krishna said, very simple. Put all the Astra down and offer Ashtanga Pranam, that's all. Who? Myself, he said. Everybody, he said. So all the Pandavas put their weapons down and offered obeisance. All the soldiers were all wondering. And they told, everybody do this. Everybody did that. And the Narayana Astra became weak by that. When they offered obeisance, left the weapons. Nobody was attacked after that. You see, why am I telling these examples? You will see, when Krishna is on your side, you can be saved from things about which you don't know anything also. None of these fellows had any clue, including Arjuna also. There are many dangers that come in our life about which we have no clue also. But if we very firmly take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, we will be protected. Similarly, you will find these 2 great generals, 𝗞𝗁𝗵𝗀 and Dronacharya. Each of these personalities were very difficult to handle in the battle. One time Krishna was driving the chariot of Arjuna and observing. He told Arjuna, hey, look at that 𝗞𝗁𝗵𝗀, he is ravaging the whole Pandava army. Today he is going to take half the army away. He'll finish single-handedly. Then Arjuna said, what to do? I am fighting with others. Krishna said, forget about fighting with others. Today you should have fight with only one person. Who is it? Bhishma. You put your entire focus on him, he said. Then what about others? He said, all other soldiers, commanders will manage everybody else. So as soon as Arjuna did that, Bhishma became preoccupied with Arjuna. And then their army was saved. In this way, Krishna was very smart. And in English, we use 2 words. One is called agility, one is called resilience. I was always wondering, what is the difference between these 2 words? Recently, I found out. Agility means fastly responding, quick to change. Something has changed, you are quick to respond to the change. You have seen, when a tiger wants to catch a deer, it is hiding in a bush. When the deer comes to drink water, when the deer is turning around and about to leave, that time the tiger pounces on him. So what the deer will do, the deer will pretend to be running in this direction. Tiger will pick up, running very fast. As soon as tiger starts running in the direction, deer will change the direction. And he'll go on the opposite side. And the poor tiger cannot change direction very easily because his body is very hefty, and then once the speed is picked up, he cannot change. That's how the deers escape. The deers, like that, they can do like this, very quickly. So Krishna is also very agile. According to the situation, he can change situation. He was telling, Arjuna, you are thinking that you are defeating many other warriors, your half army will be finished unless you focus on Bhishma. And in the same manner, Dronacharya was a teacher of all the students, like Arjuna and Pandavas and others. So he was so extraordinarily intelligent, he would change the strategies very quickly. What he would do, one of the days in the army, Dronacharya was attacking Arjuna as if he is fighting with Arjuna. And Arjuna was also enthusiastically fighting with him. They both were fighting. At the time, Dronacharya told his army, Kauru army, like this, you gradually besiege Arjuna and the prominent Pandavas. Like this, you cover them. Once you cover like this, what will happen? Only a few Pandavas soldiers will be surrounded by whom? Kauravas. Then they can become easy victim. They all can be finished very easily. When they were doing it, who noticed it? Krishna noticed it. He immediately told Arjuna, don't fight with Dronacharya. Now you don't offend, you defend, he said. So what to defend means, whatever arrows he keeps sending you, you just keep on defending, you don't send back. Then he said, then what I'm supposed to do? You make your army go outside the circle of their army, their army is coming like this, you go like this. You make all their people only defend, nobody should offend, nobody should attack today. Just keep on defending and enveloping them. As soon as Dronacharya saw this, he told his army to run back, retract back. See, therefore, many things which we cannot see with our eyes and our senses, Krishna can see. We just have to make friendship with Krishna, that's all. If one is sheltered in Krishna's lotus feet, will be saved from dangers about which we don't know also anything. So, that is why you will see the first point is A, I have written, adversity can turn setbacks. And I'm going to tell you ABCD, 4 things I'm going to share with you today. A is adversity can turn setbacks into springboards. You know what is a springboard? Any of you have gone for swimming? There's a board, like that you jump from there into the swimming pool, correct? That's called springboard. Similarly, your adversity means difficulties in life. Your difficulties in life can become an opportunity. Adversity can become opportunity to jump. Look at this lotus flower here. I spoke about it in one of the Bhagavatam classes before. Lotus is born from muddy pool of water. It uses the mud to grow into a beautiful flower. Similarly, you can use your difficulties in life as an opportunity for doing something wonderful. Like Vidura, for example, was insulted by Duryodhana. He used it as an opportunity to go on a pilgrimage and then meet Uddhava, Maitreya and all. Correct, no? Dhruva was insulted by his stepmother. His mother taught him how to use that adversity as an opportunity to go and meet Lord Vishnu, Narada and all, and perfect his life. Correct, no? So, you will see that great souls convert misfortune into good fortune. So, the lotus is one such example. The lotus, have you ever seen a lotus bending into the muddy pool of water and saying, I am born in the mud, so I am very muddy? Have you ever seen that? No. Actually, even if somebody is born in a slum, even if somebody is, having multiple problems in their family, you don't have to get stooped in those problems and say that I am in the middle of problems. No. You can grow out of it like the lotus. That's the first thing. Second thing, the lotus is closed like a bud, but it makes friendship with the sun, which is like Krishna. Krishna Surya Sama, Maya Andhakari. Ahan Krishna Taha Nahi. So when lotus it's called Aravinda Bandhu. When you make friendship with the sun, immediately it blossoms, giving out fragrance, giving out honey. So the honey bees can come and taste the nectar of honey, and others can smell the fragrance. And the lotus becomes offerable to Krishna, isn't it? So it makes friendship with the sun. Similarly, in our life, if we make very strong connection with Krishna in our life, then we can also blossom. And something very wonderful, valuable we can do to the world. So the lotus doesn't get stooped, it comes out. It makes friends, it's called Aravinda Bandhu. That's why Yamuna is called Aravinda Bandhu Nandini. Correct, na? Yeah. Not only that, the lotus leaf has a particular characteristic. Even if the muddy pool of water, somebody throws a stone in the muddy water, the water drop comes on the leaf, it will just fall off. You have seen that? Which means the devotees of the Lord live in this world in a renounced temperament. Whether you are a man or a woman or a boy or a girl or you are old or young, everybody should know that in this world life is temporary. The seasons are changing. As the seasons keep on changing, like you all saw this year rainy season. You have seen last year rainy season. You have seen the year before that. In this way, seasons keep changing. And our body is also changing, getting older and older. One day I was sitting in Srinathji Prabhu's house when my spiritual master arranges a yearly once program there. Maharaj was looking around and he was smiling. He didn't speak anything. He was just laughing, looking at everybody one by one. Laughing. Everybody was wondering what is going on in his mind. You know. And then later on, after 10, 15 minutes of just watching everybody, then he took the mic and said, you see, those kids whom I saw as small babies, parents brought them to me for naming them or for annaprashan or something. Now those little kids have become grown up as grown-up boys, grown-up girls. Now they have got married and they have begotten children now. They brought those children also to me for annaprashan and naming also. And then he said, then there are those whose children also have become very grown up and they have got married also now. That means the devotees whom I saw very small, their children also are getting. And then Maharaj said, those whom I saw with clean faces, now they have wrinkled faces now. Those whom I saw with black hair, now they have white hair. But he said, only one thing I see, even though their teeth may be lost, wrinkles may be there on the face, hair is white, still the same brilliant smile is there on their face because of devotional service. Isn't it? You can also smile without tooth in the mouth. Like that you can smile also. Because you are cheerful in devotional service. The material world can never make you happy. Material world is temporary and is pain producing. Krishna is bliss producing. Maharaj said, I feel so happy to see all of you because that gathering is only for people who were in 90s, 1991. And they don't call everybody beyond that, old devotees. So I get a special invitation because I came in 91, I also go for that meeting. So the point is, just like the lotus leaf is detached, 𝗤𝗿𝗶𝗀𝗵𝗂𝘁, Krishna says. So in this world, we don't have to take the worldly problems too seriously because they are here today, it will be gone tomorrow. And this is not our permanent position. Our permanent position is Krishna's lotus feet. So, therefore, the right things like the lotus can be born in wrong places. Like Krishna is the absolute truth, born in a jail, isn't it? Similarly, you see, Krishna comes silently. Great leaders don't always make a big, loud noise while coming. Silently, he came in the jail and did great things, isn't it? Somebody was asking me, Prabhuji, Krishna came to kill Kamsa. What is the need for going to Vrindavan? He's already in Mathura. He's the 8th child. When Kamsa comes, finish it off. Job is over. Why to go to Vrindavan? Stay for till 10, 11 years and then come back. I said, what are you talking? If you didn't go to Vrindavan, how will you need Putana, Aghasur, Bakasur, all these beautiful pastimes? How many of you want these pastimes? Correct? Therefore, Krishna went there. So that otherwise, how will Krishna get a chance to display his beauty, his sweetness, his power, and his loving exchanges with Yashodananda, loving exchanges with Balram and all the covered boys and gopis and everybody, isn't it? If we didn't go to Vrindavan. I told this boy, you thought you can be advisor to Krishna also, that he can finish Kamsa. The Lord is not just coming to finish off thing and go. The nature of Krishna is, he will simultaneously do two things, purifying the demoniac mentalities on one hand and relishing in the association, the company of his own loving servitors. Look at the Govardhan hill pastime. He is purifying Indra above the mountain and below the mountain is exchanging rasa with his devotees. So Rasaraj under Giriraj. Correct, no? He is doing one or two activities. One? Two. One below the mountain, one. And in Kaliya Damanlila, opposite. Above Kaliya's hoods, he is dancing and all devatas are showering flowers and playing instruments and Mother Yashodananda, they are watching and they are talking. Hey, look at this fellow, how he is able to dance on the multiple hoods of the snake, jumping back and forth. Everybody is enjoying that. But below his lotus feet, one fellow is getting purified. Who is that? Kaliya. See, simultaneously he does both. He purifies the demoniac and he gives pleasure to his devotees. Just see how wonderful it is. His pastimes are like that. So, not only that, he comes silently like a small kid. And then the world comes to understand this kid is not a kid. You can understand how powerful he is. To show the power of his lips, he killed Putana. To show the power of his hands, he squeezed the neck of Trinavarta. To show the power of his tender flower like lotus feet, he lifted it and just touched the bottom of the shakat and finished the Shakatasura. See, when he lifted and just touched it like that, the whole cart jumped off and fell. Just by just touching. Can you imagine how powerful his lotus feet is? And all the vessels on the top, tom, 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 they all made sound and fell in all directions. And when the children told this to Mother Yashoda, that this is what Krishna did, all the other gopis laughed and said, why are you asking children? What do they know? But actually it was the truth. So, and to show the power of his belly, he opened his mouth and showed to his mother Yashoda the whole universe within his belly. So, he may appear like a small baby, and that is why Parikshit Maharaj was very much touched by these pastimes, because Krishna's sweetness is not lost in these pastimes. He doesn't become like Vamanadev, huge. He doesn't become like Narsimha, very bhayankar. He doesn't take huge forms. He maintains his sweetness and beauty like a tender child, but does the work of what those avatars did. So two things about Krishna's Leela is, one thing is he will not change his shape and size and everything. He will maintain his tenderness. Another thing, he will never use a weapon. He will never use a weapon. You will see that. One fellow, he put his hand in the mouth and he finished one horse. What's his name? Keshi, you will say. Another fellow, he tore the beaks. 𝗤𝗏𝗁, you will see. Another fellow, he entered his throat and choked his throat. Like that, he choked his throat. And then that fellow's life came out of that, isn't it? And Putana finished with his 2 lips. And Trinavarta, when he caught his neck, Trinavarta thought, oh, this tender child, I think he's afraid of the height, he thought. What a foolish idea. Actually, Krishna wanted to go so high because he wanted to get an aerial view of what all devotees are doing. Because just like if you go and take an aerial view of NVCC, you can see who is serving in the kitchen, who is serving in the guest house, who is serving in the gift stall, who is serving different places, correct now? Krishna can get an aerial view of everybody, and I can see all the devotees doing their seva and I can enjoy that. Therefore he went up. But suddenly he remembered, oh, Mother Yashoda left me and went to kitchen. If she comes back, not finding me, what will happen? So then he wanted to come down. So what is the coming down mechanism? Just crush the neck. He's caught. And then this Trinavarta realized, my Lord, this child is too strong. By the time he realized, he brought Trinavarta down to crash his body on a slab of wood, a slab of stone. And all his bones scattered to powder pieces. Fell in different directions. Nanda Baba came and picked up Krishna and he saw not even a scratch on his body. He told all Ujjavasis, I think this child has done a lot of punya. He's telling. So Krishna comes silently like this. See, divine intervention often works through humility. Vasudeva simply obeyed whatever Krishna said. He was ready to, the chains broke, the doors opened, the river Yamuna parted, and the watchman went to sleep, deep sleep. As well as Radha Govind Maharaj says, they went to such deep sleep, even if a dog bites, they won't get up. That's telling. And the lions also went to sleep. And from Indra was showering rain everywhere except on this baby. Because he knew that this is Supreme Lord. And why did he shower rain? Because all people will close their windows and doors and go to sleep because of heavy rains. So Indra wanted to make this transfer of Lord from Mathura to Nanda Gokulam very confidential. Therefore he did like that. And so crisis doesn't cancel Krishna's purpose. Rather, even in prison, Krishna's mission started. You see? Right from the prison he started. Janma karma chame divyam. So this is about adversity. In all adversity, adversity means difficulties. Machchitta sarvadurgani matprasadat tarishyasi atachetmamahankaram na shroshyasi virankshyasi. Arjun, Machchitta sarvadurgani matprasadat tarishyasi says, by my mercy, you can cross over all difficulties in life, Arjun. If you pay heed to my words, take my instruction seriously, don't take it lightly. If you take my instruction seriously and follow, I will help you to overcome all difficulties in your life. But if you don't listen to me because of your ahankar, then you will be destroyed. Krishna always says both. Ēmēmatamidam nityam manutishtanti manavaha shraddhavanto anasuyanto muchyante te 𝗣𝗿𝗵𝗂𝗵𝘁 ētvadabhisuyanto nanutishtanti me matam sarvajnana-vyamūಢāṃ viddyanashtān achetasah. See, says two things. First verse he says, ēmēmatamidam nityam. Those people who take my instructions seriously and follow, they will become free from all bondage and go back to Godhead. And those who do not follow my good instructions, they will become Krishna unconscious, he is saying. Achetasa. And they will be drowned in the samsara, he says. So in this way, Vasudeva, being a pure devotee, overcame all the challenges. Now, another one in the instruction of the Gita, be focused on your duty. It's a very famous verse. Karmanneva adhikaraste ma phaleshu. You all know this famous one. But I am actually sharing this today because, nowadays all over the world people are struggling with their mind. They don't know how to deal with the mind because the challenges have increased. I can speak many more sweet pastimes of Krishna in the class if you want. Only thing is, we also want something to apply in our life by which we can sail across this samsara and go back to Godhead, isn't it? So, you see, Krishna says, don't obsess over results. He says, why? Because the results are not in your hands. Like, for example, do you design the exam paper? Are you the one who puts the final result? Isn't it? Then why worry about them? Because you are not doing it. Is the preparation and study to perform well in the exam, is it in your hands? Yes. That is in your hands. Yeah, preparation is in your hand. Therefore, do it. What he's saying is, whatever is within your reach, you focus on that. Whatever is not within your reach, you don't focus on that. For example, can you control your in-laws? Is it possible? Father-in-law, mother-in-law, your grandfather, grandmother. See, one man was telling, his grandfather, I have fixed the appointment with the doctor at 2 o'clock. Let's go, he said. Grandfather said, 2 o'clock? Immediately after lunch? I take a little rest after lunch, he said. He said, okay, 3 o'clock is all right? He said. He said, no, 3 o'clock I read the newspaper, whatever is left in the morning, I have to read, he said. He said, 4 o'clock is all right? At 4 o'clock, the grandchild comes from the school, I have to take him for a walk. Then he said, then what time I can go? What time you can go? He said. He said, 6 o'clock would be all right, he said. But the man said, that is the problem. After 6, lot of crowd in the hospital. Then it will become 9 o'clock to come back, he said. And grandfather said, what is the problem? We have time. He said, you have time, I have no time. I have so many other things to do, he said. And grandfather said, you are angry with me? Yeah. He argued like this. So if you argue with old people now, they will emotionally misunderstand you. Plus, your job also will not be done. Therefore, ma phaleshu kadachana. You leave them. So, for example, you tell him, can you go to hospital at 2 o'clock when you say, he says 6 o'clock. You agree. Okay, 6 o'clock is all right. Only thing is it will become 9. But because you chose the 6 o'clock, it's all right with me. Later on, they'll call you and say, okay, let's go at 3 o'clock. They will only change their mind. How many of you have seen grandparents changing their mind? But they will change on their own, not by your telling. Therefore, you should be detached. That's the main point. Focus on your duty. Be focused on your duty. Be fixed on the duty and be detached. Don't try to mold people. It's not possible. Second one is calmness under chaos. This is another famous thing. Krishna talks about it. which is most necessary item in this age. So, and third one is detachment from ego. It is called as doership to divine. So I will show you a few slides. It will make it very easy for you to understand each of this, BCD, each of these things. Actually, the moment you let go of your ego, so many great things can happen through you. Let us discuss the first one. See, I have put this other two in light color because I am going to show the first one now. See, ye sow the seeds, God gives the rains. Correct now? So we should focus on which one? Yeah. Like one farmer told God that, oh God, I have to work so hard. He said, God said, really? You are working very hard? God asked him, who gave you the seed? He said, you gave it. Who kept the potency in the seed to grow, germinate and become a mango tree and give you mangoes? He said, you kept it. Who gave you the earth? You gave it. Who gave you the sunlight? You gave it. Who gave the rain shower? You gave it. Then God asked him, what are you doing then? And then the man realized, I am just digging the ground and putting. That much only I am doing. So most of the work who is doing? God. So therefore thank him. Thank him and depend on him. You sow the seed, God will give you the rain. You give the interview, but the panel has to choose you for the job. So what is in your hand? Preparing and giving. You write the exam and teacher gives you marks. Look at this kid, 10th kid. Isn't it? You prepare well and give, that's all. Later marks teacher will give, isn't it? So don't take tension for things which are not in your hand. It's really foolishness. You must have heard this famous story. Once, like in a 𝗤𝗍𝗺𝗺 type of big stadium, there was a very big program, international, national, some cricket match or something like that. There was an old lady who was very much worried how food and accommodation, everything will be arranged. She was living in their village. So the people who are actually organizing told her, why are you taking tension? You are just living in the village. You are going to witness it. You are not involved in it. So many times we take too much tension for things which are not in our hands. Yeah. So then, you see, Krishna says, Prabhasmi Shashi Surya Yo. I give the light and the heat of the sun. Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti. He says. So he is simply glancing at the nature and providing everything. We should see his hand. The more we see his hand, we can be more detached without any anxiety. So he says that he is the creator of millions of universes simply by his breathing and inhaling and exhaling. That is the first thing. Second thing, calmness under chaos. This is a very, very important thing. Sometimes you get a good news, other times you get a bad news. Look at the first reaction. Sometimes you're healthy, sometimes you're sick, sometimes you get A grade or F grade. Sometimes your business skyrockets, sometimes it nosedives. Sometimes everybody respects you, sometimes people insult you. So we are living in a world, you want only one side, but you get the other side also. Just like if somebody says, give me a coin only with head, is it possible? You get the tail side also. So how do you deal with the other side, which is an unpleasant side? Like you see, we all want the sails to be like this, very calm, cool and smooth. But sometimes sails are like this. Sometimes there is time of calm, there is time of storm. So now let us think about how to sail through the time of storm. See, this fellow lost the TV remote. He was searching everywhere, below the sofa, he even moved the fridge, and inside the fridge also he checked. He went to the kitchen. Almost he spent 45 minutes of chaos, searching here, there, everywhere, not finding. He was asking everybody, and five people in the family started searching. At last he found it was in his pocket only. So the chaos happens because of taking tension unnecessarily, many times in life. Yeah. How not to take tense, I will give you an example. Look at this. Like Ram was told, you are going to rule the whole world. First day, next day he was told to go to forest. Was there any change in emotion in his face? He was very detached. He thought that I am becoming a king just to please my father. If it pleases my father that I go to forest, I'll go to forest. He had no expectation. So that is why, see, there is a very meaningful statement given here. Be calm like the ocean, strong like the mountain, stable like the sun. calm like the ocean, is given by Lord Krishna in 2.72 verse, isn't it? Yeah, example. And strong like a 𝗤𝗺𝗵𝗺, and stable like the sun. So, how do we achieve that state? Is number one is association of very wise and saintly people. By like Srila Prabhupada's association influenced so many people. Now we are also reading his books and seeing many other disciples of Prabhupada. So one is wise association. And of course we all are practicing chanting. Actually the good habits we cultivate over a period of time, these are things which increase our willpower also. Knowledge of goal of life. So he says that God always gives the hardest role to his best actors, he says. That means you got a very difficult thing to do, that means you are one of the best actors. God has chosen you for it. If you think like that, how many of you like this idea? Oh, God has chosen me to give you a very special difficulty, that means he's counting me as somebody valuable. Very good. Thank you, Krishna, for the challenge. Company also gives challenge to whom? People who are underperformers or good performers. Correct, no? So that means you are good performer, difficulties are coming. It helps you to see life in a positive light. Correct. Here he is saying, let the difficulties know that you are also very difficult. Isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah. Actually, the spirit of what he is explaining is shown by Lord Krishna to Arjuna also. Arjuna, if you turn away from the battle, 𝗤𝗍𝗵𝗂𝗪, he is saying that many people are going to ridicule you for going away from the battle. What is that verse? Hato va prapsasi swargam, jitva va bhakshase mahim. He says, if you die in the battle, you'll go to heaven, Arjun. And if you don't die, you live. You'll be ruling the world. Face the challenge, he says. See, here is the two monks, two different attitudes. One is a confident monk, he depends on God. Another monk is an anxiety-ridden monk, you see. Suddenly in the forest, they encountered a tiger. So, this fellow thought we both are going to become prey now. Who is he going to eat first? I don't know, he was thinking. But this monk told the tiger, oh, tiger, you come at the right time. I was about to search something for my lunch. Generally, I eat one tiger every day. The tiger was surprised. What? What are you saying? And the man said, in my jolna bag, I have already a tiger I kept. And then he took out his mirror and showed it to tiger. Tiger saw it. He got frightened. He ran away. And he ran away and told the king of the tigers, there's a dangerous monk here. And every day he eats one tiger. Our tiger race will be finished. And the leader said, let me go and see who is that. The naturally leader never comes alone, correct, no? So he came and brought all the tigers. You see? Like he brought. Now the monk said, hey, what did you do? He has brought all the tigers. And the man laughed and said, oh, it's so nice. I was only looking for the leader tiger. Because leader tigers are more tasty. Amongst all the tigers. It's not coming? Hey, chala gaya. You got to switch off and on? Or Dheeraj Prabhu will know it. Huh? SDMI. Remote. What's that? It has come. So this fellow went and brought all of the tigers, you see here. Then this other fellow got shocked. But then the saint said, I'm looking for the leader tiger, he said. So as soon as the leader heard it, what do you think he will do? My Lord, he is targeting me. He ran away. When leader runs, what happens? See, all others ran away also. Now what do you learn from this? In our life also, tiger-like situations will come in our life. Either one tiger or multiple tiger-like situations. Some of you might have felt sometimes 3, 4, how many of you experienced 3, 4 problems came together? It's like multiple tigers. You have to see which is the prominent one. You finish one of them, others will also go away with that. So, how you respond in such situations. One example I'll tell you. Srila Prabhupada, I have one article called as 8 defeats that Prabhupada faced in America, but he still persisted. So, quickly I'll tell you one more line on each. First, Prabhupada wanted to build a temple in America. He asked 𝗤𝗏𝗫𝗀𝗃. 𝗤𝗏𝗫𝗀𝗃 said, I want to build a small but very artistic temple, he said. But then Prabhupada wanted a big hall like this. He saw there was a hot man who had a hall like this. Prabhupada told the man, I don't have money to buy this 7 lakh rupees, I don't have. can you allow me to use this? And more people will come, and eventually they will donate, and I'll buy it in 2-3 years. Man said, right now you make down cash payment and take it. Otherwise, I cannot take it. Then he again called 𝗤𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗺 and said, see, you want a gopuram and everything. This building has 2 floors, ground floor and first floor. Above that, let us make the gopuram. 𝗤𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗺 said, I don't like the idea. It's an old building. I want to make a new temple, but a small temple. Like that he said. So then again, Prabhupada understood he's not ready. He went back to Hartman and said, sir, please kindly be kind. Anyway, if you keep it locked, you have to pay tax. And that tax we will pay, Prabhupada said. And I will also make you one of the directors of ISKCON, Prabhupada told him. But the Hartman was heartless. He said, no, I cannot accept. So he asked Prabhupada to quit. So Prabhupada quit that place. Then afterwards, he called up Universe Book Depot in Bombay and said, hey, you guys took my books for distribution. Tell me, how many books are distributed and how much money can you give me? They said, your religious books are not going. No youths are interested in religious books. Therefore, the stock is as it is. You are saying that you can give more books, but we don't want more books. We request you to take the books from our godown so that our godown can be filled with other material books. They said. Prabhupada thought, oh, I'm not getting anything. Meanwhile, he wrote to Sumati Morarji and said, see, for your Bala Gopal in America, I want to make one temple. So you only gave me the ticket to come to America. Can you please help me? And there was no reply from her also. Then he wrote one letter to Tirtha Maharaj saying that, Maharaj, I want one mridangam for playing in America. Right now I am having one bongo type of thing playing. Can you arrange to send a mridanga? He asked. Some or other that didn't reach. Then later on, he told Tirtha Maharaj that please go to the Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi, and tell her that some Indian money be allowed to be sent to America for me to make the first temple. Later on, America will give a lot back. Right now, our Ambarish Prabhu gave 500 crores for the TOVP. But initially, I ought to make some temple, but Indira Gandhi refused. She said, Swamiji, if he's in America, let him locally collect and make it. Like that she said. After that, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Prabhupada had met him and given Bhagavatam message to him. So he was traveling to Russia and then coming to America. Prabhupada was very happy. When he comes to America, I will tell him about my temple idea and he will arrange some money, or he will at least allow money to come from there to here. But then Lal Bahadur Shastri passed away in Russia. Like that. So Prabhupada was wondering what to do. So everything was defeat after defeat. Then one brahmachari wrote to him, Mukti brahmachari wrote a mail to Prabhupada saying that, Swamiji, I am very eager to come and assist you preaching in America. Prabhupada said, see, your guru is my godbrother. So you tell him that you are interested in this and you come. So Mukti brahmachari asked, can I first come to America and then I will tell my guru? Prabhupada said, that's not a correct procedure. You can't inform him. First you should take his blessing and permission. And he will permit you because he is my godbrother and my Guru Maharaj wanted to see preaching happen in the West. So you go and tell your Guru Maharaj. So he told his Guru and then wrote back to Prabhupada. Swamiji, my Guru Maharaj says, Swami Maharaj, Prabhupada is wasting his time in America because they are all mlechas. Nobody is going to become devotee. It is better that he stays in Vrindavan, chants his bhajan and then goes back to Godhead. So my Guru Maharaj is calling your mission as a ridiculous mission. When Prabhupada saw it, he replied back saying that, you see, an attempt of a Vaishnava with the compassion in his heart to save the suffering souls can never be ridiculous. Even if Vaishnava is failure. That way Prabhupada said, even Nityananda Prabhu failed in his first attempt to deliver. But second time he succeeded. So a Vaishnava's eagerness to save the suffering souls, even if it is faced with defeat, it is still not a defeat because Krishna's heart melts by that. Krishna's heart is softened by seeing the Vaishnava's endeavor. So therefore Prabhupada said, you may consider it a ridiculous attempt, say whatever you want, but I am confident one day, by Krishna's desire, Lord Chaitanya's desire, great preaching will happen in America. And then at the end of it, is when Satchidananda Maharaj writes, in this way, Krishna stripped off all the help from Prabhupada and did not allow anyone to help Prabhupada. Why? To prove to the world that this old man single-handedly will establish the Krishna consciousness movement. So, this is Srila Prabhupada, you can see how kind, compassionate he is. So, Here is example of Arjuna melting down, the beginning of the battle, you see. Similarly, you see a child may throw tantrum at home, mothers have experience, or a spouse may forget something very important and you are upset, or sometimes sudden praise, like sometimes colleagues are all praising you for a recent award you got, that is a positive thing. Or somebody, suddenly multiple colleagues blame you, finger pointing you, it's very painful. So we all go through roller coasters, emotional roller coasters in our life. So Krishna teaches us how to regain our composure in such emotional turbulence. The famous verse, Na pravishyet priyam prapya. Now I'm running out of time now. So another time I have to continue this. Because these 4 points will require a little time. I am in the second point now. Third point, I think, correct? First one is adversity can be seen as opportunity. That I've explained. Second one is be fixed on your duty, not on the results. That also I've explained. Because what is in your hands only you can focus. And the third thing, C, what I said? Calmness in calamity. Maintaining calmness in calamity. Maybe I will say one or two examples and conclude this. Like you see, why we should not lament in calamity, I will tell you the reason. You know the famous story, a king got a gift on his birthday of a ring in which something was engraved meaningful. So he gave a big price to that ring. It was written, this too shall pass away. So Krishna says in 2.14, if summer is too hot, don't worry, very soon rains will come. If winter is too cold, don't worry, very soon summer will come. Similarly, if it is dark night, don't worry, sun will rise in the morning. In your life also, failures are not permanent. After failure, success will come. Sometimes you're successful, don't be too proud also, because after success, another failure may come. So when failures, you know what Dr. Kalam said about failure? He said, fail means first attempt in learning. He said, F-A-I-L, he said. So see it as an attempt for learning and grow out of it. Can you commit the mistake again? Yes, you can, but the new mistake, not the old one. Old one, you already learned a lesson from it. In this way, he was telling. So in this way, this is one thing, because the things are impermanent in this world, no need to worry. That's one reason. And there is another reason, in this world, you always find the situations, like you heard the story of that, what do you call it? Two landlords were living next to each other, isn't it? One landlord got a horse came into his compound. And the neighborhood landlord would say, good luck. What this fellow would say? It's all God's will. And the horse went away after 1 week. He said, bad luck. He said, God gave a horse and took it back. What is the loss? Then afterwards he said, one more horse came. Hey, you got 2 horses now. He said, double good luck. He said, and then his son went on a joyride and then he fractured his leg. And the neighbor came and said, bad luck. But then the next day, the army people drafted the neighbor's son, whereas this fellow was saved. So in our life, whatever happens, you see it as an opportunity to do something nice. Devotee means you convert misfortune into good fortune. Don't see calamity as calamity. So I will conclude with this. This one, last one, we focus on duty. Last one, detachment from ego. That is only possible when we come back to our identity. Now it's getting late. Another time, some Bhagavatam class or something, I will cover that. Okay? Srila Prabhupada ki. Okay, in essence, I will tell you what I did today. So, 3 or 4 things I touched. In the beginning of the class, what was the first thing I started with? Anybody remembers? I took that verse, 𝗤𝗿𝗶𝗀𝗵𝗀𝗺, that verse. How Krishna appeared as a divine child. No child will be born like this. Krishna is Lord himself, so appeared in the child like that, number 1. Number 2, I was speaking about how the nature, everything aligned in nature to welcome Krishna. We're talking about that. Then after that, we were talking about Krishna. Why did he appear in a jail, not in a palace? Why he's not worshipped by incense and ghee lamp and everything? Rather, he's surrounded by, concrete, jail and everything. So Lord wants to teach us this lesson. Adversity can be turned into opportunity. So when we talked about Vasudeva and Devaki never blamed anything. They always found out ways and means to please Lord Krishna. From them we can learn. So I elaborately explained that. That's where we spend most time. Then afterwards, be fixed on your duty and don't take anxiety about your results because that's not in your hand. I told you many examples. We sow the seed, God gives the rain. We give the interview, final choices is correct, no? So those kind of things we saw, be, and then see calmness in calamity. Calamities will come in this world, but if you hold on to Krishna's lotus feet, Krishna will always take care of us. So I told you two pastimes, I think, Narayanastra and Vaishnavastra, Narayanastra pastimes I was telling from the Mahabharata, I was telling you. And I also told you how the two saints in the forest, one is one collapses in calamity, another one was confident in calamity. Anyway, if you have to die, why not try out something? Isn't it? One of the saints tried out. So God gave him the good intelligence. Because only when you are cool, your mind can be creative. Correct? Huh? So like this, many things we discussed today. On this Janmashtami day, we will pray to Shri Radha Vandam Chandra that they give us the inner strength to be able to steer the boat of spiritual life ahead to the seashore of the spiritual world. And facing all type of challenges in our life, following in the footsteps of Devaki, Vasudeva. Not to blame the situation, not blame the people, not blame anyone else. Rather than blaming, find out how we can turn the misfortune into good fortune. That's one of the vital lessons today. Thank you very much. Prabhupada ki.
We have so many Brahmana devotees on DP. For DP, so based on input of 𝗤𝗁-𝗳 and 𝗞𝗁 college collaboration, we designed one app for our DT services. So we want to launch DT service. Scheduling all the things. No, they design an app for that. We are going to operate that also for pujaris to design, to scheduling.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya